Hi, I'm Cindy from 96.1 The Eagle, and we're at Reimagine Records. And here's the owner.
I'm Scott.
I'm Michelle.
And they invited us in today.
For sure.
So with all the changes to the way people can buy and purchase their music, I think vinyl is making a huge resurgence right now.
No question.
And you've been in business now for a year.
Yes.
And you're doing well.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the vinyl resurgence is, and which was a surprise to both of us. That I've been collecting music since I was a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
It's turned out that our core customer is 14 to 22 years old. It's the young kids that are driving it, and it's very family driven. We have a lot of families that come in and shop together, and instead of going home and the kids go off and listen to their earbuds by themselves up in the room, they're all coming together and listening to music together. So they're shopping together, they're going home and listening to the stuff together. That you really can't do that when you're walking around with earbuds in. It's a different, when I was a kid, we bought records and all of our friends would sit around listening and talking about music, you know, together. And that's happening again, and that's what's wonderful. And I think that's what's driving this medium.
So you think it's here to stay?
Oh, it's here for certainly a long time. Kids today didn't grow up with stereos, and they didn't grow up with, you know, they had the portable devices. Today they're finding that these records sound so much better. It's a different, it's a different experience. We had a young kid came in with a friend who was going to buy his first record, and the kid said, "Oh, you're finally going to stop renting your music." You know, and so you can own it, which was really cool.
Oh, that's a good point.
Coming from younger kids too. There was a point, you know, that a young kid pointed out.
What are people listening to?
Classic rock, the Beatles,
Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Queen, The Who, all the stuff that most of us.
All the stuff I play.
It's really the biggest sellers now. We have a lot of jazz guys, and you have people all over the map, but at the core, stuff still is what people are interested in.
Are record players still readily available?
Absolutely, yeah.
And are they a better quality than what they were when you and I grew up? Or is it, I mean, because making a record has not changed, correct?
Well, the vinyl's getting better today.
The vinyl's a little thicker. Most of the especially the new vinyl is being processed in 180.
Yeah, and the quality of it is better, and the technology's getting better. But the turntables are like anything else. Some of the vintage tables are wonderful. I have the same turntable at my house that I've had since I was, 9 or 10 years old, and it still runs great. The only thing I've ever done was change the cartridge on it. But there are some great tables. You can spend $100 on a table. You can spend the limit. The sky's the limit on a table.
There's some other tables out there too that, and we don't want to mention any names, but you have to really watch what you buy.
Yeah. Some tables are...
But where are you buying them these days? Because frankly, I've not seen a turntable for sale like at Walmart.
We sell them here.
You do?
Yeah, we have tables available here. There's lots of online companies that sell them. Yeah, I mean, Best Buy sells tables. But there's a lot of tables out there.
It seems like it would go hand in hand with what you're doing here. Someone can come in here, buy a whole collection of music and a turntable and go home and enjoy it.
Yes.
So what are some of the things that you sell here that you're excited about?
Well, we did just buy a collection last week that contained 100 plus Beatles pieces. Most of them are first press. There's a lot of US mono copies in there.
They're very hard to find.
Yep,
especially in good shape.
The solo records and stuff, they all have the inserts. The gentleman really did a good job of keeping everything together.
Nice.
So yeah, we're pretty excited about it.
He was a collector then.
He was a collector in the 60s, and he was buying this stuff when they were coming out. So when the Beatles released a new album in '65, he was at the store buying it. And so he continued to do that through the 70s and the 80s as well. There was a very large collection that we recently purchased. Wonderful stuff in it. I'm having a blast going through and cleaning everything, and because we clean everything before we put it on the shelves, and I'm getting to handle all these records and listen to them. It's been a blast.
So how do you get all of your albums?
Most of them come through the front door today, but we do get calls online, emails
Facebook.
that people, however we can get the word out that we buy collections. Most people contact us, and that's where I'm getting the bulk of them. We also work with distributors to get our new vinyl. We have 3 or 4 different distributors that we're working with. Pretty much everything that's being put out today is being put out on vinyl as well.
With the new presses too, the new vinyl, it's neat because you can get the record and it also gives you a download card. So the kids can have the vinyl for their house and they can also put it on their iPod or iPad or whatever they do and take it with them. So it's really cool.
And some of them come with the CD as well.
So the whole vinyl industry is changing like everything else, because I did not know they were doing that with new vinyl.
Yeah. It's cool.
That's a
kids
great
love it.
idea. It really is.
And it's interesting, you can find somebody like Lady Gaga next to Genesis in your vinyl rack. I mean, everybody's coming out on vinyl today. So.
We had a young kid come in earlier and he bought the Beach Boys Pet Sounds.
Yeah.
He's so excited about it. Yeah. So it's brand
Nice.
new. Yeah.
How long has new vinyl been coming out? Because I've been noticing it for about the past year. It's been in the news a lot.
They've never really stopped pressing vinyl.
Okay.
It's just the numbers really shrunk. And certainly out of Europe, they were always continuing to do vinyl. But it has really blown up in the past few years to the point where they're working 24 hours a day to press this stuff. And there's such a logjam of everybody's trying to get their vinyl pressed. There's such a wait time for it. We get new records in. And the release date is Tuesday, and you go to order another one on Wednesday, and they're already back ordered.
Right.
For a lot of the major titles.
So you think there could come a time where it may be released on CD, but the vinyl will not be released, or they'll have 2 separate release dates at this
You see
point?
that a lot right now.
Yeah.
Rainbow Star is one of them.
Yeah. And it looks like they're finally this year, because the problem is nobody was really sure if this was going to be a fad or not. And so nobody's really put the hard capital into it that they needed to put into it. And there's some money being put into the vinyl industry now. You may see some of this free up a little bit.
Right. Well, it looks and sounds like it's here to stay. So
we certainly hope so. And it appears to be. I mean, the amount of vinyl sales to CD sales. I mean, it's just incredible. When we first opened, it was like I would sell 20 records to a CD. Now it's more like 70 or 80 records to a CD. So,
what are your hours here?
Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, and Sunday, noon to 5, and we're closed on Mondays.
Okay. And where's the location?
4530 Commercial Drive.
Okay. And they're in the back, so.
Yes, in the back.
All right. Well, thanks so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.